Hello and welcome back to Seagulls Social, the Liverpool match preview. Yes, it's not a normal episode. This episode will be over 8 minutes so we can get an advert. Lol at you for watching it. Unless you've got YouTube Premium, then shout outs to you.
And watch the whole thing. And don't skip it, because then we might get 25p more.
We still get 0.1 of a penny if you have a YouTube subscription, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway.
I actually looked at our earnings earlier, and it's safe to say...
in big trouble.
Yeah, it's safe to say we'd struggle to buy coffee down at Costa.
But
or a bottle of Prime recommended retail price.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the money and the clicks, of course.
Yeah.
Wakey Wines would be laughing at us with the amount of money we fucking earn, wouldn't we? We wouldn't even afford a bottle. For the 2.5 years, we wouldn't even afford one can, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you, Ryan? Well, obviously, you're back. You've mate, you've been good?
Yeah, mate, I'm good. Feeling fine. Ali Mac's on my mind, as he's going to be hopefully after Liverpool anyway. Looks like he could be on Chelsea's mind as well, because I saw that today, but here we are. But yeah, how's you boys? Good to be back on, of course.
Yeah, massive pass over to you.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Things I had a bit of a quiet start to the week in terms of work and stuff, but got a few stuff going to the KSI fight on Saturday, and then doing a bit of snooker on Friday, which is very different.
Snooker?
Yeah, at the Ali BHALIV. Yeah,
Jesus.
Oh, mad.
So, it should be quite a fun end to the week, I think. But yeah, all good, thanks. No, it's the complete opposite to the darts.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen clips of that. Whoever the goat is, I've seen clips of him just clean up. So I just hear people. You can hear someone breathing. Yeah, you can hear people breathing. It's that dead. Anyway, hopefully the atmosphere at the Amex won't be as dead as what the Ali BHALIV will be like on Friday. Is anyone going? I'm not going. I'm actually doing the DR Sports thing, which should be quite fun. They messaged me today. That'll be good. Yeah. Ryan, I'm sure you're going. Season ticket and that.
Yeah, mate. Of course, season ticket and all that. But yeah.
Are you confident?
Mate, I'm feeling. I think I am. I don't know why. And I just feel like they've not got Van Dijk. They've got a weaker midfield. We're on fire. You know, De Zerbi's got it right at the minute. I have a little feeling. I don't know if that's bad and if that's going to just shoot me down. But I do have a little thing in the back of my mind that's saying, Brighton are going to win that. And I think if we do win that, then finally I might be able to dare to dream about Europe. And I won't sit on the fence with it. I think if we beat Liverpool, I can start being like, I might just change my tune on it.
And are you sharing Ryan's confidence, Baz?
Yes, 100%. No, yeah, like
look at that.
I think with the way Liverpool are playing at the moment and their form, injuries. 5-0 Liverpool. No, with their injuries, their form, obviously missing Van Dijk, Diaz, Jota, Firmino, Arthur. And the list goes on really in terms of their injuries. So obviously going forward, and I know they've signed Gakpo, but he's still, finding his feet. He's barely played. I think his first start was against Wolves in the FA Cup.
Did he play? No.
Yeah.
No, I saw United trade being like, everyone's having a go at Gakpo. He hasn't even played yet. I was like,
that's good chat. With the forward players, they're really dwindled. I think Salah, of course, Salah's still a threat. Nunes, I think he will come good eventually. Hopefully not against us. But yeah, I feel like they're weakened across the pitch, especially centre half as well. With Van Dijk being out, that could really be an area we target. I think De Zerbi will think that as well. Like, how do we target those centre backs? Will he play two up top? Will he play Welbeck? That could be another question. Does he bring Welbeck in to disrupt, if he's fit, obviously, disrupt the centre half? So yeah, there's all those questions. But I am actually really confident. I think we'll do a job. We'll do a good job.
I do think we'll get something out of it. I'm quite confident of that, just because of how we've been playing, and the team is so confident. And there's something in my mind is telling me Darwin Núñez is going to have a really good game. We're going to be that club that gives him a couple goals. Because, yes, he scored against Wolves, but I did think that was a fluke. It came off his shin, for God's sake, and just rolled into the net. The timing was, it didn't come off his foot, it literally shinned it, and everyone's going, what a finish. But whether he meant that or not, I just feel like Darwin Núñez might have his best game for Liverpool against us. We just we love giving people those ending those ducks for people, don't we?
I actually agree.
Do you? I just think we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright. At Anfield, we were fine. I think that the only reason we got done at Anfield with 3 goals was just quality from Firmino, to be honest with you. And like we didn't have really any trouble against Salah. We didn't really have too much trouble against Diaz. I know Diaz isn't playing for this one. We were fine. So I don't know. I just think we've got something right. As I said to you, De Zerbi's style of play, I've been studying it like a nerd in the last few weeks. And every single time I look at things, highlights, reels, every single game back, I just think, my God, we are so good at football. And I just see that the way that his defenders are so important in his team, it's just so great to watch. Our midfield is back to normal again. We've got obviously Caicedo back, and that was a huge boost for us against Everton. And obviously now McAllister's back. He came back with a brace, back heel finish and all that. So I just feel like we're in too much good form at the moment to not be confident for this, because at the end of the day, like, we should be a team that's feared at the moment. I mean, we're banging form. I mean, if we were coming up against Brighton as a different fan, and you'd see we've been winning 4-1, 5-1, we've been scoring for fun pretty much. Even against Arsenal, if you watched the game, we weren't even that bad. We just had a bad sort of probably like first 25 minutes, and it was just Arsenal were very good and took their chances. We didn't have enough in midfield, etc. So I just think if you're anyone else looking at Brighton at the moment, you're not exactly rubbing your hands being like, oh yeah, I think we'll be all right here. I just think that we should be relatively feared. And I think that's full credit to De Zerbi. I think the way he's got us playing is ruthless.
Yeah, that's true. And I've seen a few Liverpool fans online. They're not as confident. I don't know if you saw some of the tweets saying about how like the police are raiding 1,000 homes this weekend for the illegal streaming. Some Liverpool fans are joking, being like, me getting arrested after watching Brighton get put 2 past us. He was like, it'll be a blessing to get arrested instead of watching the game, that sort of thing. But like, yeah, speaking of lacking of confidence, Leandro Trossard is a player that plays against Liverpool and more often not scores goals. I think, did he score a hat-trick or a brace last year at Anfield?
Yeah, hat-trick at Anfield.
Hat-trick. And then I think the season before he scored 2 as well at Anfield. So, like, he's a player that loves scoring against Liverpool. And I remember also at the Amex, I think it was during the COVID, he scored that unbelievable volley against them. So he's a player that likes scoring against Liverpool, but he's a player that's out of confidence at the moment. Would you start him simply because of his run against Liverpool, or would you give Aaron Ferguson another go?
It's a great question. And if I was De Zerbi, I would have a proper toss-up between, do I do the right, in my opinion, do the right thing of not playing him because of form? And he's publicly come out and said that since returning back from the World Cup, his effort has been far from his maximum, which he's clearly done a public sort of statement to basically like buck your ideas up. So the right thing would be to drop him until his attitude changes and he's putting his maximum output out. But then, like you said, loves to play against Liverpool. He does add a different side to us. We all know his qualities on his best days when he really puts his, all into it. He is one of our arguably best players. It's a really tough one. I personally wouldn't, because I just feel like the way we're playing at the moment with the players that are playing, like Ferguson and even Sarmiento's when he stepped in, and the starting lineup that I can envisage, like Mitoma on the left, probably I'd go Ferguson, and then on the right I'd have who am I missing?
I don't know, really. But that's the thing, it always changes, really, doesn't it? Solly March, Solly March.
Solly March. I would actually, I would do Solly March, Mitoma, and Ferguson. That would be my front 3. But what a great option Trossard would be off the bench. Like, how good is that to be able to say you've got Lionel Trossard to come off the bench and affect the game. So yeah, that'd be me personally. I would keep him on the bench.
Yeah, I wouldn't upset the flow. I think, I really agree with you there. Otherwise, if you just throw him in just because of his recent form against them, I mean, we played him. The last time we played was September, wasn't it? Was it September or early October when we played him at Anfield and he scored a hat trick?
Around that time.
Was it October? Yeah, it's a long time. I wouldn't just throw someone in just because of that. It's up to Zerbi in it though. But Ryan, what do you think? Would you start Trossard?
No, probably not. I think that you can't take into fact that of history against current games. I think that it's great. It's always a great stat to have, right? But I think overall it's not now. So Trossard, as you say, Zerbi has dropped him and demanded more from him, and rightfully so. I think it's nice to have a manager that that can be honest in the media. I think that's really refreshing, to tell the truth. The truth is great to hear. Whether that is good to hear for Trossard or not, I don't know. But sometimes players need that kick, and maybe it's worked. And this week he's been putting in the yards, running hard. I think that the only thing that we miss in Trossard is probably his running. If he run more, then he would start every week because he's a quality player. He just doesn't, with De Zerbi's style of play, if you don't run, you can't be in the team. If you don't work hard, you can't be in the team. Because you need, it's a bit Bielsa-y in that sense, because if you don't run, there's just going to be a big gap there, and it's just not going to work. So that's what Solly March does so well, and I guess that's why he's been there. Evan Ferguson runs more than you believe, and so does Karo Matoma. So, there's nothing there that you can really change at the minute. So, fortunately, probably wouldn't really put him in, but it's a chance for Evan Ferguson, I think. Instead of focusing on Trossard, I think you'd focus on Ferguson. He's been in great form, even though he didn't score against Middlesbrough. I thought he had a good game, set up a couple of good goals, and he's just an exciting talent. I don't see anything in Ferguson's current game that is a flaw as such. I think that he's got every attribute needed to be a very good centre forward.
Cool. And a couple more things before we wrap up. Virgil van Dijk's obviously a big miss for Liverpool, so Evan Ferguson won't have to worry about going up against one of the best Premier League defenders of all time. So that'll be all right. I think we'll be okay there.
Dunk.
And then I guess
wouldn't play against Dunk, would he, Ben?
Oh, good one. He's never leaving us, mate. The other one, selection headache, would be Lamptey or Veltman. Like we saw, Lamptey was very good going forward against Arsenal, but defensively, Martinelli probably had the better of him. And obviously, Liverpool have some really good forwards. Maybe some of them are a bit out of form, you could argue, but we don't really know what Gakpo is going to be like if he does start. If Gakpo does start on that left, then who would you have, Ryan? Would you have Veltman because of they might have trained together at Netherlands? I'm assuming that simply because they've both been in the national team. Or would you have Lamptey, who can maybe match him for pace?
No, it'd be Veltman. I think that what's Gakpo, like 6'3", 6'4", or something crazy. He's a very tall winger. I think him versus Lamptey could be a bit of a mismatch in all sorts of the game, to be honest. I know he's got the pace, Lamptey, but I think he's not been in the best form. It probably wouldn't be fair to put him up against someone that's a whole foot taller than him. So I'd probably start Veltman. On experience, he should be able to deal with him quite well, I hope, anyway.
Yeah, I guess Lamptey would be decent off the bench. Maz, what about you, Veltman or Lamptey?
Yeah, exactly the same. I was going to say definitely Joel Veltman for me, just because of his experience and his he's a bit more physical, I think. Don't get me wrong, he's not the most physical, but he's much more physical than Tariq Lamptey, and I would love to see
the game well too.
Yeah, exactly. And coming off the bench, I think Lamptey will is much more effective coming off the bench at the moment. Just in that last 20 minutes, 30 minutes, tired legs, like his pace will cause a lot of defences some trouble. So yeah, I think definitely start Veltman and then bring on Lamptey in the last sort of 20, 30 minutes to hopefully have an impact if we are, let's say, drawing or losing.
Oh, yeah. All right, cool. And then obviously, I think Liverpool are interested in Moise Caicedo. Hopefully, he has a really, really good game against them and just maybe bumps his price up even more because it's inevitable that he does go in the summer. I doubt he'll go in January, but yeah, let's put another 20 million on his price tag. That'll be really, really good. I think other than that, score predictions. I don't know if we'll win. Oh, go on.
Just quickly, Ben. We're going to predict our midfield.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I'll pick my three. I'll go McAllister. Lallana, maybe. I think Lallana is very, very good in our system. But it's kind of Lallana or Gross, I feel. That's a tough one. Obviously, Caicedo. I'm going to say Gross and maybe Lallana comes on, potentially, as the substitute. That would be my midfield three. Ryan, Maz, you want to go first?
Go on, Ryan.
Yeah, sure. I think that, there's a right answer. There's a right answer here, and it's Gross, Caicedo, and McAllister. I think that's the only three you can have at the moment. I mean, I love Lallana, right? He's quality. But I think that when you're coming up against a weaker midfield, perhaps that's lacking in maybe more energy, I think that, and also technically wise, I think that Gross's role is so free that he could just sort of roam around, let Caicedo and McAllister do the running for him, do the hard work, because that's what they do so well. Gross can just sort of hang in there, and then all of a sudden he's got a great assist in his bag. So yeah, I think that's the way that midfield needs to work, in my opinion.
100%. Yeah, I mean, double pivot, Caicedo, McAllister, and then just have Pascal Gross just roaming in that attacking mid area. Yeah, literally for me, that's an absolute no-brainer for me. That midfield three. and then have Lallana off the bench.
The good thing about our midfield as well, like they're so fluid and dynamic. So it doesn't matter if Caicedo's a bit deeper or if Caicedo's too advanced because you've got McAllister back. And it doesn't really matter, to be honest, if Gross is too far back as well, because he can cover in sort of a bit deeper midfield as well. He's more than capable of it. It's just if there's a quick turnover of pace. But I think that, they're so dynamic and fluid. I don't think we've got anything to worry about if they're all on their top form.
Good. And I think with what we've spoken about, we've kind of done our start there. Obviously, Jason's still in goal. Joking. Congratulations on the contract.
Congrats.
Best
but
job
we're thinking what?
Jason.
Veltman, Dunk, Colwill, Estepinian, McAllister, Caicedo, Gross, Mitoma, Ferguson, Solly March. I think that is the
I'll go with that.
That'll be my starting 11.
In the comments, let us know if you'll have Lallana over Gross or Gross over Lallana. Let us know that. I think we've already done our 11s in the previous episode, but if you haven't done that, and then let us know your 11s as well. Yes, quick score predictions. I'm going to say 2-2 draw. Ryan?
Yeah, I guess our defence against Liverpool could be dodgy if we press high, which we will, and then get caught. But I think that if we don't get caught, we'll be okay, and we won't concede, because I think that we are strong enough and knowledgeable enough to not in any other way. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. And I think it's just going to be one of those where it's 1-0 and then it's just like a round off 2-0 after a bit of pressure.
Penalty.
If you know what I'm trying to say. Like a one of those where it's just like, whew, the hot head's gone, Yeah. That's my prediction.
I'm really torn between us either really being great and dominating Liverpool because of how bad they are, or Liverpool breaking their terrible run of form and finally coming good, and then beating us like 2-3-1 or something. But I'm going to go with positivity. I'm going to go with 2-1 win, Brighton Hove Albion Football Club. Bash.
Let's go.
Bash.
All right, so I'm a draw and you both for wins. All right. We shall see. Also, let us know your score predictions.
I'm going to make you come off the fence. If you had to choose a winner in this game, who's it more likely to be?
Oh, I just feel like we always break people's ducks. It's so annoying. It's so hard to say. For positive vibes, I'm going to say Brighton win. Right.
Because that's the thing. I don't think Liverpool won in their last, however many fixtures. And so...
But that's what I'm saying. Then they're due a win, aren't they? And it's going to be against us. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me trying to cover my back.
We are good these days. We are good. You got to think, we play good football and we can finish as well now. That's the difference. We've learned how to score goals. We're so much better going forward. So.
Tell a lie that they did beat Leicester and Villa in the last 5 games, but they have lost against Brentford and drawn against Wolves in their last 2. So we'll see. We shall see.
Brentford is similar, so I think we can do it. Yeah. I do.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. We are fairly similar to Brentford. All right. Well, cheers for your time, lads. I hope you've enjoyed this match preview, if you're listening. Or you'll be watching, because this will only be on YouTube. So, also, like I said, let your score predictions in the comments below. Like and subscribe, of course. And we will see you after beating Liverpool. See you. Peace.
You changed his tune.